Do you know one of the worst things that can happen to you if you're an upline, or that could have happened to your upline and is really frustrating you about a lack of kind of help that they're providing you? It's that they get quick or easy success using a method that only works for the minority. It took me some time to figure this out. When I first came into the industry, I had 2 or 3 different uplines. They were successful, and they would say, Richard, all I did was make a list of friends and family, go to them, and then, prospect some random people. And look at me now. Look at the life I'm leading. I've got the Mercedes car bonus. I'm on the travel incentives. I'm top couple of ranks in the company. And I was like, man, what's wrong with me? Like, they've done this. It's so easy. Why won't this work for me? And it wasn't until I did some digging in the industry and looked at the income disclosure statements of many different companies and realized that I was the majority, not the minority, that I kind of approached this subject with my upline. And I was said, you know what? I know you're more successful with me in this business, but I've been around business a long time and I've been doing some research. And, do you think that maybe because that method worked for you, you don't realize that it won't work for everybody? And the closer we got to this conversation, there was some resistance, but I'm like, compare yourself to me, right? You have, and I'm talking to my upline here, you have massive success in a company before this. You're charismatic, good looking, easy with communication, great with sales. You've got sales experience. Like, I listed a whole bunch of, not advantages because they worked hard for all of those qualities and skills and this position, but I said, look at all the things that you have that I don't have yet. So how can I give the same approach that you are when I don't have the skills to pull it off? It's almost like, imagine if you wanted to take up running and you've never run before and you're out of shape and you haven't exercised and you know someone that runs marathons, right? Fast marathon runner. So they say, okay, if you want to go running, come out with me. And they try and put you through the same program that they're on, the same tactics. Okay, this is how to run. This is how I run. Just do the same thing. We're going to do 20 miles a day. We're going to do hill sprints where your legs would fall off by the end of the first. You wouldn't make it, right, by the end of the first run because they've got the skills, they've got the legs, they've got the bone density, the lungs, the technique, the experience to say, you know what, I know what I'm doing here, and we don't. And this, it can be the problem with a lot of uplines, and maybe you, if you are an upline. Don't mistake a method that can work for you will work for everybody else, because it won't. You need to understand and ask the question and be more aware, why did that work for that person or for me? What was it that made me be able to pull that technique off if you're an upline, or how did my upline pull that off if they are, if you're in their downline? Because if you don't answer that question, what can often happen is, as an upline, you end up being very close-minded. You get frustrated with people when they won't do what you say, and you don't really have the awareness that they do require your teammates a different approach, an alternative, something else that, yes, is proven to work. Don't just pie in the sky and just hit and hope. We have to know it's going to work, but something perhaps different to what you have done. And if you're in a downline and your upline is not paying attention to you, perhaps share this podcast with them, or at least let it go. Like, instead of battling with them and getting nowhere, seek alternative methods. Don't feel bad about it. I mean, no one's saying here that someone is a bad person for sticking to their guns. I'm just saying that the outcome that we want here is for you to get results in your business. And if you're not getting the results that you want, and you can't get the help and advice that you want, be a big boy or girl, understand that your results make a big difference and impact on the people around you that you care about, and you're only one life. So go out there and get help from an external source. You're still going to be building their downline, so they're still going to benefit. And if you're an upline, don't get angry with people. Be more flexible, open-minded, or admit your limitations. This industry would be so much better if so many people, like the 1%ers who had these amazing circumstances, said, you know what, this is what worked for me, but I appreciate that I had worked to be in a massively advantageous position before I joined this company. So that may work for you, but if it doesn't, here's some training, or here's a coach, or whatever, right? Where there's an alternative approach that can work for you regardless of your background and if you're starting from scratch. That would just be so much better, wouldn't it? And refreshing for everybody involved. So I just wanted to share those thoughts with you and my experiences over the last 11 years in this industry. Hopefully this has proven useful. Whatever side of the relationship you're on, upline or downline, I hope this has helped. Give yourself permission to go out there and be flexible, or go out there and find what works for you. My favorite quote: you only have one life in which to do everything you'll ever do. Act accordingly. So let's not waste any time bickering, arguing, trying to be right. Let's go out there and get the desired outcome that we want. If you want more training and resources from me, I give a bunch of free stuff away, and it's totally spam free, 100% for you to get results at authoritynetworker.com/group. Over there, you can request an invitation to join my group for free. And if you are a subscriber, I will speak to you soon on the next one. As always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires and excuses, and have a great day, whatever you're doing. Bye for now.